This week on the channel, I review the Donner DEP20 digital piano. Ever since we completed the build out for the YouTube/podcast dungeon, I've been on the hunt for a digital piano/MIDI controller to finish out my workspace. Now, I am a guitar player first and foremost, so my needs for a digital piano are fairly basic. I wanted it to be full size and have built-in sound so I could play something and fire it up whenever I wanted to. It needed to have USB over MIDI so I could connect it to my computer and use it as a MIDI controller, and I wanted it to have fully weighted keys. And wouldn't you know it, Donner had just the product, so they sent me this one to try out and put through its paces. Donner is a name that you may or not already be familiar with. They're a company that's been around for a while making affordable gear for working musicians like you and me, and they've recently jumped into the digital drum and keyboard market as well. I first got interested in their offerings when I saw their very cool, very slick, mid-century modern DEP80. So I figured it was worth a shot to get a hold of one of their keyboards and see if it meets my needs. Enter the DEP20. By the way, please hang on to the end of this video to get an exclusive discount code if you're interested in purchasing one of these. The DEP20 is an 88-key, fully weighted digital piano with a streamlined look, but surprisingly rich feature set. It is definitely built for home use, and it has a number of features that are geared towards beginners and students, like lesson mode, a metronome, and a pair of headphone jacks on the front. Those features, of course, benefit student musicians and instructors so that two people can play in the same register at the same time in a lesson sort of situation. There's also pre-made rhythm tracks and demo songs for you to play along with. This is all pretty standard stuff for a digital piano. All of these features are accessible through a series of buttons on the top panel of the unit. The controls and the menu are super basic and may take a little getting used to, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to find what you're looking for. While the keyboard itself is large at 88 keys, it doesn't take up a whole lot of room and is fairly lightweight. That being said, this sucker is thick. It is nearly 19 inches deep with the built-in speakers and the feet on the bottom, so if you are in the market for a svelte controller that you can mount underneath a desk, this is probably not it. Thickness aside, this keyboard has a lot going for it. It has 256 built-in sounds, most of which are super usable. Here are a few of my favorites. The keybed feels awesome and has outstanding dynamics. Also, the built-in speakers sound really good. Volume-wise, I can fill this space up with it maybe up 30% of the way. Moving to the back panel, it has all of the I/O that most musicians are going to need, including a 1/4-inch input and output, and that MIDI over USB I had mentioned earlier. It also has an actual MIDI port that they describe as a pedal port for a more traditional 3-pedal piano configuration, a USB input for using a flash drive to load MP3 files to play along to, and another 1/4-inch port for the included sustain pedal. Now, because this is marketed as a digital piano, it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles that other controllers may have, like a pitch or a mod wheel. For my needs though, that's really not that big of a deal because I have an Alesis Vortex 2 keytar, which has all of that stuff and a bunch of other things, if that's really what I'm going for. On the other hand, it does have some additional features that big controllers do have, like split mode where you can put 2 sounds on the keyboard at the same time, and transpose for guitar players like me who play piano casually and can't transpose in real time without their brains falling out of their skulls. All of this in a package that weighs just over 25 pounds. The version they sent me was the bare bones offering, which includes the piano itself, a power supply, a sustain pedal, and this music stand. They also offer packages that include a folding stand if you want to use this playing out, or a more traditional wooden frame with a 3-pedal configuration for home use. Okay, so the keyboard looks great, sounds good, let's talk about pricing. This base model is currently on their website for $371.99. I went searching through some music store sites to see what digital pianos were in this price range and whether or not they had the same features of the DEP20. Trust me when I say that the options at this price point are slim, and those that contain the features of the DEP20 were considerably more expensive. So in conclusion, I think the Donner DEP20 is an amazing value with features that benefit musicians of all levels and well worth looking into. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, I'll have a link in the description, and if you use this discount code, you'll get an additional 15% off their already amazing price. That's gonna do it for this week. thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We post new videos here every single Friday. Also, all designs in the merch store are on sale. Go ahead and check those out. Link is going to be in the description. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you next time.